Alrighty, I'm Scott Q. Marcus. I'm the founder of the InnerOval.com as well as 21dayhabitchange.com and this time I mean it.com and scottqmarcus.com and I guess if there's a .com associated with it, I founded it. No, sorry. Anyway, wanted to, as we are starting to really get rolling now on the Inner Oval and you have filled out your initial form about where you'd like to go and you're starting to get some of the emails and you're starting to get some of the files. Before we get too deep into this, I wanted to help you figure out what's really important. I mean, big scale of things. Because over time, we're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about the different levels of change. We're going to talk about making decisions. And all of those hinge on knowing what really matters deep down inside. So if you've been to any of my presentations, this is an activity that I do with regularity, and you might recognize it. But it's a lot of fun. I think it's very, very powerful. And I'm sure it's going to help you. So on the screen right now, you see the handout that you are going to download. Now, first of all, do not get confused. There are two handouts on the screen because when I send them to conferences and presentations where I do them, they go ahead and they cut right down the middle. So they turn them into two. I'm going to suggest you put it on a cardstock. I'm going to say print it out and cut it. And then this is going to make a whole lot. This is going to matter a whole lot to you about what you're going to do with it. And when you're done, you'll get something that looks like this. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. And you'll see it's upside down on one way. It's not upside down the other way. So this is what it's going to look like. The actual layout might be a little different. This one has a 1, 2, 3 on it. That's because it's an older version of what I did. But it's the same basic concept. And you notice it's on cardstock. You don't need to do it on cardstock, but it will help. So what I want you to do in order to do this activity is I want you to imagine that you are at the very end of your life and you have acquired all of the knowledge that you are going to acquire in this plane of existence. You know everything that you could possibly know about what really matters. And the you who is sitting here today, present tense, has the opportunity to ask that very wise you, who's way off in the future, has the opportunity to say, please tell me over the rest of my life, what is the most important thing? What are the most important things to remember? And that's the question you're now going to ask yourself. If you knew everything you needed to know, and don't think about it because it's just going to come to you, what are the most important things you need to remember? And after you download this form and you print it out, I want you to write those 3 on there. Because these are what really matter most. And it might be family, it might be laughing more, it might be your relationship with a greater power, it might be smiling, I don't know, but it's going to be the really important stuff. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take it and, just like mine here, I want you to fold it in half. So on one side, it'll have the 3 things that you're looking for, and on the other side, it's going to have this pick one thing, make it small, focus on today, which if you've been with me for a while, you know that's my theme. Think first. Pick one thing, make it small, and focus on today. And every day when you get up, I want you to take a look at this, and I want you to say, what is most important to me, and what can I do to move forward in that direction? All of your other priorities, everything else you do is going to hinge on these 3 things. Because any day that you are not working toward these, at least in some small step, is merely a day you're going to be getting older. Now, the reason I said that I want you to put on cardstock is here's why. Because once you fold it like this, first of all, you'll see, now it makes sense no matter how you put it, but you can put it on your desk. You can put it on your counter, and it'll be reminding you. You can fold it really, really tight like this. You can stick it in your bathroom mirror, so it'll remind you in the morning. It can be on your nightstand. You can put it on your dashboard, obviously out of the view of other cars, so you'll be able to see what you're doing. You can go ahead and put it right over your computer monitor like that, which of course for you is probably not opportune, but it works for me. The important thing is every day ask yourself, what is one small thing that I can do today to move closer to what matters most to me? And at the end of the day, if you really want to sum this up well, ask yourself, what's the one small thing I did today to move myself closer? So that's the first step. After this, we're going to talk about how to use LifeTick correctly. If you're using it, good for you because it's helpful. If you're not using it, you need to get on it or at least get to the gold plan or above so you can use it. Very, very valuable. It does all sorts of reports. We're going to also talk about setting goals, making them SMART goals. You might have learned about this before. But these are all coming up in the near future as well as your affirmations. And watch the email for the invitation for the conference calls because we're starting those up now too. Thank you as always for subscribing. Treat yourself special. Make sure to do this and we'll be talking at you soon. Take care.